Hey there, adventurers. I'm Norwolf. Welcome to my role-playing game realm. This session is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to doing an intermission between my session 19 and session 20. So what I wanted to speak to is just a little bit about my modes of solo roleplay. You may have noticed that in this particular series, or solo series, I haven't been using much in the way of, if any, in the way of a solo framework or oracles or anything like that. And I find that I've kind of got two different modes of solo play. One is where I kind of do that split brain thing and flip between being the dungeon master and being or game master and being the character or characters. And the other where I'm relying on some sort of a solo framework, whether it's mythic or whether it's one of the plethora of other similar type solo frameworks that encompass oracles and various and sundry other tables. And what I kind of wanted to talk to is this particular series that I'm doing. I guess I have to admit I'm not particularly adept or an expert at using some of those frameworks. I've messed around with them a bit, and they do provide some interesting play. But I also find that when I'm working with existing material, whether it's existing modules or campaigns or things like that, that I find it easier just to kind of flip between, being the character and understanding, what my character's objectives or desires are and what they're trying to accomplish, and being able to flip over to the game master and understand what's going to affect or how the environment or the world is affecting my character or kind of what's happening next. So, this particular Powers and Perils playthrough is actually based on a campaign that I've run in the past. And really, it's kind of following along the same path, although I've been tweaking and modifying things as I've been going along as well that are more suitable to kind of whether it's my current mindset or things that I did, 20 years plus ago that I just decided, I wasn't happy with the way that went, and maybe I'll build a different dungeon or modify the existing dungeon to be something slightly different. In particular, this past adventure where they, found that rundown shack in front of an old cave. That was actually the whole cave system that was behind that was just completely revamped from what it used to be. Yeah, so what I may do in the future, I do want to do something with space opera at some point. That maybe I'll use a solo framework of some sort for that. I, also want to get into some of the other RPGs that I've got sitting on the shelf here, whether it's Forbidden Lands or Old School Essentials or um, I don't know, it could be Fantasy Age or Chivalry and Sorcery, um, Rollmaster. Sorry, I'm looking at my shelf here, thinking, what else do I want to do? Could be Adventures Dark and Deep, or even Adventure Conqueror King. With some of those, like Adventure Conqueror King, I wouldn't mind doing kind of a longer term solo play that includes, kingdom building or things like that. Recently got the Pendragon 6 core rules, version 6. Um, so that's, I've just got so many options and so many things I'd like to do. And it seems like no time to do it at the moment. So, well, we'll see where that goes. But anyways, so in the current series, my intent is, of course, to showcase the Powers and Perils role-playing game system itself and dive into the various rules and how they're, kind of show off how they're different and how the character progression is different than probably what you've seen in a lot of other games, as well as go through some sort of story and just, show the character's progression through that story. And, eventually I'm hoping to get into some of the higher level gameplay and how, these guys, when they're combat experience level 10, 12, 15, whatever it is, magic experience level, 8, 10, whatever Gildor can actually get to, how that, differs from, where they started. I did a bit of a showcase in one of the past episodes where Raffen fought a Eric the Red, the captain of the guard, the one of the leaders of the Order of Pegasus, which is a knightly order that's part of this little kingdom. And he was essentially obliterated by the guy in what was it, 1-2 phases, something like that. So I want to get into that higher level play and just kind of again show off how the system works when you do get to the higher levels. So anyways, that's it. Really, like I said, just a short intermission between solo sessions, and solo session 20 should be coming up here shortly. So anyways, hopefully you join me for that, and hopefully you're finding these series at least marginally interesting. And if you've got any questions about the way I do things, the way, any particular questions about Powers and Perils and how it works, or anything like that, by all means, feel free to drop it into the chat of, this video or any other videos. And as usual, like, subscribe, hit the bell button, all that kind of stuff, and whatever those guys usually say. Kind of indifferent to that. I'm just doing this, as I said in the past, doing this more for myself. And if people find it interesting, doing it for whoever finds it interesting as well. So have a great day, and hopefully we'll see you in the next session.